Here we go. give yourself no time. Got too many bills to pay. Slow down, nothing's gonna disappear if you give yourself some room to move to the music you hear. Gotta get up, listen to me, clap your hands, stomp your feet. Looking for the great escape, looking to the greener side, trying to find a better way. Slow down, open up your big brown eyes, feel the rhythm in your heart. You don't even need to try. Gotta get up, listen to me, clap your hands, stomp your feet. Nothing is wrong if you move to the beat. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, stomp your feet. When you can't seem to shake off all the feelings that are breaking, little pieces of the music that's in you.
Man of many talents.
Junior, don't call me that, please. Jones boys.
Those people are trying to kill us.
I know, Dad!
It's a new experience for me.
Happens to me all the time.
How dare you kiss me?
Are you crazy? Don't go between them!
Go between them, are you crazy?
Boss, you know we finally here, right?
Well,
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday. What?
It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday. It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday again.
I thought the hands of time would change me, and I'd be over this by now. Yeah, it's been too long since we got crazy. I'm lucky spinning out. I'm counting down till Friday come. I'm gonna do too much. No, I'm all in my bag, that's clutch. Feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, endless weekend on a wave, yeah.
Men to show every emotion available right there, you know, because I've cried 1,000 times, I'm gonna cry some more. But I've soared with the eagles and I've slithered with the snakes and I've been everywhere in between. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. There's one guarantee in life, and that there are no guarantees, yeah. And understand this. Yeah. Nobody likes a quitter. Nobody said life was easy, so if you get knocked down, take the standing 8 count, get back up, and fight again, and you're a macho maniac. Dig it.
We want all of you to be a part of it. We've gotten so many submissions that we may in fact be doing a multi-part. That's right, hit the mic.
301, nestled in the heart of Calgary. Welcome to Aaron Gibson's Soul Man Live. Bringing you that moment of joy in your day to ignite your inner phoenix and fly. Today's featured guests, you. And now it's time to put your Hulk hearts up and welcome your big burly hug host, Aaron Gibson.
Hello, you epic souls. So great to have you here. Great to have you fired up and ready for your weekend. Happy Friday out there. It's not a day passes that I don't reflect and appreciate everything that has happened since I started this crazy journey. It's been a roller coaster. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. However, I've had the most beautiful family supporting me throughout it all. I started off here on LinkedIn, one tiny, very, very tiny drop in the pond, and wanted to do more. I was at that time more focused on skilled trades. I was focused on creating my own school. I wanted out of the field so I could start teaching principles that started to fall to the wayside, simple stuff that just didn't happen anymore in skilled trades. The common not being so common anymore was my spark and my fire to just hop on LinkedIn and start taking a look at where I could go with all of this. Day by day, little bits at a time, connecting, networking, learning all the fantastic people that are out there that you can discover when you start to reach out. Now, my journey had started so small, not thinking that this is where I would end up at all, to a point where I feel that I'm helping out there and I'm having impact. But where did this come from? Because again, in the video you just saw, like this, I never even fathomed Soul Man Live. This was something that was so remote in the back of my mind. It's weird how your journey takes you when you have the right people in your circle. And it started off again at a point where I was starting to just catch audios and lives and just see what, LinkedIn had to offer. I was very, very new to this world and the people that you could meet on here. And what I found instantaneously off of coming on here was that there is some very genuine, honest hearts out there just wanting to push positive forward, wanting to promote within their own field, and that there's a unity. There's a driving force behind us all that are on here on LinkedIn working towards improving something. So me being the little guy that I was and just not knowing really my head from a hole in the ground, when I got on LinkedIn, I first caught some posts off of learnings and missteps, and was very curious because this spoke skilled trades. And big shout out to Jesse Jesus Hernandez. His little tidbits, his little golden nuggets, as they are called most commonly here on LinkedIn. Here, for me, I feel I call them just good, honest ways to take your direction and your life. That's for me, and that's not for everyone. It was the first no BS tribe live that I had caught, and I had my first opportunity to meet our special guest this evening. And I was blown away instantaneously on how genuine, how sincere, how from the core she always came. And she came with a certain energy. And let me tell you, this is just a small drop in the pond of this woman's energy. She is amazing. And the profound knowledge that she has, like she's literally the culmination of HR meets, construction meets. Well, she works with Jesse Jesus Hernandez, so that says a lot. All right. And I should scroll down and make sure. Yeah, she's giggling already. Again, this show started from something very small. A seed was planted. And it didn't start until I started to see influential people like our special guest this evening. And it's what drove me to find Voice Your Vibe. Taking that chance of actually going on live for the first time with Voice Your Vibe, I mean, at the time, I didn't even think about it. And literally about 5 seconds after I was done doing my first live with Brian Schulman, I'll be honest, I went and puked in the sink because it just hit me that I had been live around the world. So yeah, it was a big kind of smack to the head that, wow, you can do this and you can have voice, you can have impact, you can have heart. And of course, graced along that journey came along shortly thereafter with Nancy Deborah Barrows and coming along and radiating seen, heard, loved, and valued. And all I could think about when I was creating the show was that how can I fit in here? How can I do what I do? And it was from a culmination of all these people that we created the show. So, our special guest. Again, I speak about her energy. Every time I catch her show, she is energetic. She has got positive, influential, inspiring, impactful, and just sound knowledge. Sound knowledge that you can apply into your world. Now, as always, before we kick off into introducing our special guest, as I have kind of broken into, I want to just give a big shout out and thanks and love to you all for making the show what it is. Big shout out and love to StreamYard. Big shout out and love, and of course, big burly hugs to our sponsor, the gifted bipolar writer, Nicole and Guy Galindo of Never in Control. Again, not a day passes that I'm not appreciative for what I have, because I've been robbed of everything. That I did have at one point. So, thank you for the love and support in making this what it is. All right. I freaking love you guys. Soul Crew included in the backstage there, and I see you. Jennifer Lacey, an amazing inspiration who I was lucked out, and of course, celebrated a 1-year anniversary. It was a 1-year anniversary when I just last attended their last live event. It was the first time I had attended their show, and I was like, I can't believe I've been with them for this long. You know, and working on actually 2 years, to come to think of it now. I'm probably wrong on my math. I'm horrible on my math. Unless I'm doing like formulas for air conditioning. So, without further delay and further ado, please welcome to the stage our fantastic Jennifer Lacey, all the way here from the No BS tribe. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. With that intro, like, who wouldn't be amazing right now?
You deserve it, my lady. And
oh my gosh. I was feeling everywhere, like every word, and not that I was feeling it because you were saying it about me, but I was feeling it because every one of those words are what I feel every time we go live, every time we get our tribe just jumping in and connecting and stuff. I feel that every time. So Yes, very, very much.
Now we were lucky enough that you graced us on Voice Your Vibe at one point in time
I
when
did.
I was working
David,
remote
I think you had
production,
me
right?
dancing or something, right?
Yeah, we were having a great time. We were talking about our favorite cereal,
Yes.
our favorite cartoon, what we wanted to be, when we were growing up, and of course what our goals and ambitions were. And of course, big love and shout out to Voice Your Vibe again, to the heart and core. And I've got a tattoo stamped on my right calf, so that goes to show how much I actually love my Voice Your Vibe. So, but at the same time, with love to my family, there's also another family that I've been gifted to be a part of, which was your family.
Oh.
And of course, more skilled trade orientated, more and again, it's just
it started that way, Aaron. It started that way when Jesse and I started. This is a story some people have heard and some haven't. When we started this, we were very focused on the industry we work in, which is construction. And that we were very focused because we knew there was a lot of people in our industry that there were a lot of things that weren't talked about and things that we needed. We kind of wanted to put a place for those uncomfortable conversations and lean into them. And that was kind of like, we know our audience. We know we need to make sure we're talking about on the job site, whatever. And what we realized is, yes, we had a lot of construction people come on and join and be there and listen and contribute, but they didn't want to talk about construction. They wanted to talk about the things that happened outside the construction gate. And I think when we leaned into that, we were able to see that the things we talked about weren't limited to construction. And so I'd say our tribe, as much as it started in that place, is probably 50% not construction.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, you guys were impactful on me and just taking that and igniting the spark when I first got on board here. And the confidence that you both have, and just the grace that you have when you're on live and when you're doing your audios, like it's another beautiful synergy that is very rare in this world. And if you haven't connected with Jennifer Lacey or Jesse Jesus Hernandez, please, by all means, do. All right. I've tagged Jesse in a few comments, and of course, Jennifer Lacey's contacts are in the actual comment section of the event, so you can reach out to her that way. So I've had this beautiful grace to know you actually for 2 years now, and I did see your comment, Jesse. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been 2 years. Time flies so. Yeah, time flies so fast here, and I was just like, holy shit! It has been 2 years, and like, you guys have just shown up and been consistent and so in tune with the world when you're doing your shows. Like, I know that sometimes that, it goes kind of different roller coaster ways, but again, you guys keep it, you keep that safe space and that beautiful embrace that is so rare on live shows, right? Where it's just kind of, those other ones, and it's no disrespect or judgment on them. Mm-hmm. It's literally, you see the difference, you see through the masks, and right away I seen that you are 100% upfront, and I'm like, oh my God, I've literally got my dynamic duo for skilled trades, which started these footing steps. However, I've learned this from you over a couple of years. Please, for everybody that doesn't know you for a couple of years, tell us who you are, where you're from. Of course, we know you're Jennifer Lacey, but please tell us where you're from, what you're doing right now, and just a little bit about who you are.
Okay, I'll try. So I am Jennifer Lacey, and I am a mom of 2 teenagers. So that should tell you a lot. And try to just do a lot for them. I'm not very good at it when it comes to time and taking time and not focused on work. And so I think the last 2 years have been really good for me, just introspection, really focusing on time with my family, because work has been super important to me my entire life. I right now am in the lean space, in lean construction for Robbins Morton, who's a national healthcare contractor. That's my day job. Been with them for 20 years. And through that, have worn a lot of hats. You kind of did that in your intro a little bit, but started out doing a lot of operations, pre-con, marketing, BD, people, culture, just all the things that make up construction. And then focused a lot on the marketing BD part, and then got exposed to lean construction. And that just kind of changed my path and really helped me see that there is something out there that focuses on respecting people, continuously improving our efforts, and eliminating waste, which is things that are just stupid to do. We should not do them. And there's something that focuses on those things in the construction industry. And so it kind of lit a spark inside of me, and I was able to dig into that. And for 5 years, that has been my role within my firm, is really focusing on how do we start with culture, start with behavior, start with people. And then from that, how do we continue to make our efforts better in a broken industry? And I have been blessed to be able to do that, and really get to show up every day and just focus on the people part of our industry. And then outside of that, that's just what I do for fun. I also, Jesse Hernandez, you spoke about him. He and I, it was actually almost 2 years ago. Gosh, it's crazy. But no, almost 3 years ago, we started talking and started doing some stuff. And our paths crossed because he had an idea, and we had crossed paths on LinkedIn. That is how we kind of had known each other in the construction space, but we got very intentional in some of the conversations we were having on LinkedIn. I got pulled into kind of a pod with some other construction folks. And we did a live stream for a different person, a different platform. And then after that, he called and he said, "Hey, I've got this idea, and I think you're the person I need to do it with." I'm like, "Okay, well, what is this?" And we really didn't know each other outside of just crossing paths in our industry. And he had this idea. He had these letters. They were about 5S, but it was associated with relationships and all that. And it was like kind of out there. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it. What do we need to do?" And so that was actually what we started live streaming, was these letters talking about applying the lean tool of 5S and applying it to personal relationships. And so we did that for 2 or 3 months, and we were really digging into the personal side and the really vulnerable side of people. And the people in our space are construction folks. And what we realized when we worked through all of those live streams is people were showing up and they were talking about really vulnerable things that they wouldn't normally share. And they were sharing them like publicly, writing them like in the comments, this because you do this all the time with your show, but they were sharing like things that were resonating with them throughout these live streams. And when we got done, they were like, "What's next?" And Jesse and I were like, this was all we had planned. We didn't plan anything else. And so we kind of got our brains together and started talking. And then over Christmas, we came up with the No BS with Jen and Jess, and literally started in January 2 years ago. And every other Saturday morning, we just wake up and we start talking about topics that are uncomfortable and that people don't like to talk about and they kind of shy away from. And we just dig into them. And we've been doing that for over 2 years.
And I absolutely adore it, because again, it's nice to go back to where I started, and it was like the fact that I was able to catch you that Saturday and just be on there to support and just be back to where I started all this again was a great throwback for me. And again, the energy that I got off of you two was infectious. It was great, and it was applicable. And you were absolutely right. We in skilled trades, it's a lot of that horrible saying, man up, do it. A lot of stigmas going on there with who you are, where you're from, how you wear your shirt, like so many things that, impact us when we already have enough to focus on and getting the jobs done, making sure we're staging our jobs, making sure that we're, we have somebody to reach out to for support. So when I caught your guys' show, I was just like, you guys are a blessing. You guys are a blessing. And again, you are in your field, you are in your talent, and you are in your gift, because again, you tune it into, busy, happy bees or busy bees. It's not always about getting the job done. You will get more out of a person that is, invested in you as a business owner, and this is from my own experience, like you have more people investing in you if you have that belief and that camaraderie and that appreciation for what that person is doing. They are sacrificing big hours out in skilled trades. And there is a massive shortage up here in Canada. I'm not sure what it is down in the US.
Same here.
Yeah. Like, just to give you a small scale, we are short over 250,000 skilled trades in each province here in Canada. That is crazy. And even myself now stepping into a technical trainer role, I'm now off of the tools as well. So that, again, we're seeing that next generation kind of phase out. So I'm really appreciative of the fact that you drive that inspiration to the next generation, because your environment is welcoming everybody from all walks. And when you have these vulnerable conversations like you do, it does something to you. And I've enjoyed watching it, because you literally go, you catch on fire, right? You go on. I don't call it a rant. All right. I don't want Jesse to hold that against. It's not a rant. It is literally like a little mental self-check that you put people into. And I love the way that you deliver it with such energy. Where does all of your energy come from?
I don't know. I don't know. And I get this question all the time. I don't know. It's something internal, and I'm not saying caffeine feeds it. I have no idea. And it is what the first thing that people notice. And it's what I guess they remember. And so, as positive as it is, because I'm not very good at turning it off. So it's just, it is kind of what it is and who I am. But it's also, I've had to be careful, because that's not all I want them to remember. And so sometimes they're like, oh, your energy, or, oh, you're this. And I'm like, yeah, and there's a whole lot more behind that. And so I have to make sure that I can, temper it when I need to, but also bring it, because it's what people remember. And when you said it, it's people want to matter. They want their work to matter. They want to be valued. And this is a cheat code, which it's not really a cheat code, but it's a cheat code. It's not that hard to do that. Like, all you have to do mostly is listen. And through Jesse, I've learned that if you just ask really good questions, that they will talk.
And that's the part of the amazing synergy between you and Jesse, which I celebrate, which is, Jesse asks the questions and then you validate them. You go through the kind of that step-by-step process of, okay, now that we've got the question from Jesse, okay, so what's that step-by-step mind process that we want to start working through?
Mm-hmm.
And again, that energy behind it. I mean, you are so welcome in skilled trades, because the majority of the time, and I know even my female colleagues in HVAC will agree that we are going into the unknown with the imaginary, making the imaginary reality with as little as possible. And so the small little things really go far and add up, right? And your energy is something that I think that I don't feel that you should ever hold that back, because yes, we remember your energy, but we also remember the positive light behind you and the wisdom that you provide. And of course, I know we were talking about it kind of pre-show in the green room when we were jamming out there a little bit, like Jennifer Lacey is so lovely when it comes to her grace. And of course, I've dropped, again, we drop shit here and the foul, but she has got her kids, shout out to her kids, have got her so customized to, delivering well without the profanity. But you were kind of like Bill Cosby, though, too, at the same time, because Bill Cosby couldn't use profanity either, but he still made you laugh, right? And you have the same impact, except when it's talking the vulnerability of it all, and the fact that people are opening up and being vulnerable on your show. So not every day is gumdrops and lollipops.
Right.
When you get delivered one of those days of it is kind of crummy, where is somewhere that you go to kind of self-reflect, take a moment and process?
Well, there's two things specifically that Jesse's helped me do, because I don't do self-reflection nor self-help nor mental. I don't focus on me. I've not done that my entire life. My parents got separated when I was 9. I had 3 younger brothers that were with 4 years and older, and I from an early age, responsibility has been a really big thing, and so I've never intentionally done that. And so the way that I focus on that is taking walks, because that gets me away from like the busyness. And I don't know, I had a post on this not very long ago, and I just need to. So sometimes it's like, yeah, Jesse, but I don't have 30 minutes. I don't have 30 minutes to go for a walk. I don't have an hour to go, whatever. And he said, Jennifer, start with 6 minutes. And I'm like, okay, why 6 minutes? And he's like, 6 minutes is 10% of an hour. And if you can 10% of an hour for 6 minutes, if you can just take some time, that's a start. And if you look at the math, and you're sleeping 8 hours a day, that's 16 hours that you have other work, and then you multiply that out, that's like 196 minutes or something. It's like something crazy of just taking care of yourself. And when you put it in that perspective, like, I can do anything for 6 minutes. And so that is kind of when I'm crazy, just going, sitting outside, getting away, sitting in my chair or taking a walk for 6 minutes to just reset. That has been so helpful for me, just because sometimes the elephant looks really big. And if I'm trying to tackle the entire elephant, it's just overwhelming. But I can like take a bite, and I can just I can do a little bit. And so that has helped me a lot.
I absolutely adore that saying about the elephant. And my team is nodding in the background too, because I'm always saying it to them too, is, again, we have these days, we are overwhelmed. We are going through a lot. We are trying to juggle so much. And it just takes that one little saying of, how do we eat the elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. So I feel, again, that you and I share, again, a similarity in the fact that we've got the same drive and passion. I neglectfully own the fact that I am not as energetic as you. However, that's what makes you shine and what makes you unique, and that energy. And we always have that saying too, that kind people just aren't born that way. And when you have the filter, we'll use the word filter for this one.
Yes.
When we have that filter, right, we start to gain a little bit more of that patience, and then we start to really focus. So again, we're keeping things very light and bubbly here tonight, yes, because that's just the way that I feel that you are. And not bubbly in the sense of not being smart. I want to be very clear on that. This woman is smarter than you will ever know. You've got to catch about 2 years in order to get caught up on how wise this woman is. So, Jennifer, if you could see somebody that was in your similar boat when you were first starting off in all of this, and you could give them wise words of wisdom to pass along to them, that they are literally, imagine this is you 20 years ago, but somebody else, complete stranger, if you had an opportunity to reach out to them and see them kind of struggling in that position that we get in skilled trades, what would you tell or speak to them in order to kind of help them pull them back? I want to give everybody a taste of what you do.
I don't know if I can do one thing. I think I have a couple of things. So number one is, I think there's somewhere down the line, asking questions make you look stupid. And I don't know where that came from, but that is how we learn. And if we don't ask questions and we make assumptions, then we could easily make some big mistakes. And so I think one of the big things is, everything I know is because I've asked the question. I've asked the person that was smarter than me, or somebody that had done it before, or somebody that was trying to figure it out too. But like, don't be scared to ask the questions, because most people, even though they look really burly and they look scary and they probably have some gray hair and they are eager to be able to share their knowledge if you just ask the questions. So that's the biggest one, is like, don't be scared to ask thinking you should know, because you don't know, and like, it's okay. And so if somebody's not going to give you the answer, somebody else will. So that's one. The next one's a little more, I'm going to say, I guess, squishy, but that's okay. I like squishy stuff too. The next one is when you, no matter what, specifically in construction, but in general, status quo will get you promoted. So if you check all the boxes and you do the things that the person in front of you did, person above you did, you will get promoted. You will get promoted and you will get put in positions that will help you make money. And if that's what you want, then I suggest you follow the person in front of you and do exactly what they're doing, and you will be able to make money. But if that's not all you want, and you want to change the world, and you want to do something different, and you want to make a name for yourself, and you want to do something that no one else has done, then you are going to have to get outside of that comfort zone, and you're going to have to try things and do things that you're probably going to fail the first time, maybe even the second time. You're going to have some people that look at you sideways, and you've got to be willing to be a little tough and understand that not everyone's where you are. But when you do that, and I can speak from experience, when you're out there doing things that no one else is doing, there will be a point to where you are out there leading stuff that no one knows what to do except follow you. And it's a really cool place. I mean, that's like two. I'm sure I've got like 50, but those are two big ones right now.
You are an endless fountain of wealth and knowledge, and that's part of the things that I celebrate about you. Again, there's so many different facets of you that I can't describe 2 years of catching the shows of when I have, and when you've been fired up and you've been right engaged to, like, you want to tackle this, and you grab the bull by the horns. There's no question. And I love that attitude, and I love that fire up. And you, my lady, are living proof that you can do it.
Yes.
All right.
Because I did not know I could do all this, and I did not. But it also, and I'm going to add one more. Sorry, if you
you go ahead. You go ahead.
If you're like 2 or 3 years ago, I speak not just in front of the camera, but I do speak a lot at conferences, and I do a lot of training classes and stuff like that. But if you're trying to like find a place where you can get out in front of people and you can do more things confidently, start in front of the dang computer. Because Jesse knows early on, and like, I will own this. Like, the very first time we needed to do something, I was like, what's the agenda? What's the plan? Who's talking? Are you talking first? Am I talking first? What's the, like, I will own it. As I was always the one that was like, I need to know, what's the script? I need to have my cards and make sure I know what to say. And like, that was my comfort place. That was safe for me. And he went with me. He let me do what I thought that we needed to do. And it was a freaking disaster. And like, as much as I needed it, it also got in my head and got me so jacked up that I couldn't even have a conversation with him. And that's our superpower. Our superpower is that we feed off each other, and the energy, and I give him space. He gives me space. I know he's not going to push me too far. I know I can ask him questions, and, I'm like, that's our superpower. And I was trying to script this whole dang thing. And so once I let go of the control and let go of the plan and just went, you know what, we're going to show up and we're going to see how it goes. Now, like, there's not a stage that I don't get in front of, or a conversation. And hey, we have an agenda. We don't have agenda. We have a topic. We don't have a topic. Like, I kind of knew what we were going to talk about tonight. I wasn't really sure, and I was okay.
You are a very special guest this evening, because again, you and Jesse are very near and dear to my heart. Still to this day, I still show up the most weirdest times, I know, but it's always a treat to come and catch you guys. And again, you guys, you do the same, very similar to the same thing that I do, which is you dive into some really tough topics that most are afraid to approach. And I appreciate that out of you. And I'm still blown away that 2 years has just flown by since I first caught your guys' show, and catching it most recently, it was like I hadn't skipped a beat, and that speaks volumes to me. What also speaks volumes to me is, again, through my walk, I've been gifted the ability to catch the beautiful soul within other souls. And so you've probably been one of my more challenging mental health break montages to ever create, because you only gave me one song.
I gave you 3 songs.
Really? I only got the one song, so I don't know whether it was a LinkedIn,
but that's okay.
Yes, and that's totally on me. However, when it came to picking your song, I didn't want to actually operate off of what I had seen in the photos. Normally, I see the soul through those photos a little bit more. And of course, I've been gifted with this time with you beforehand. And of course, I seen more out of you, which just made me adore and appreciate you more for what you commit back out into the world and the sunshine that you just emit onto everybody. You are very luminous. All right. So I picked a song based off of the experience that I've had with you, and the fact that you carry this. When I heard this song and seen you, I was like, this is the perfect match. Somebody that kicks ass, never gives up, is always shining, even though they're fully reflective of the fact that there can be bad days. So, without further ado, the moment of truth. Jennifer Lacey, please welcome to your mental health break montage.
Like a road that you travel on when there's one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside the darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore. With a brave heart, free lover's soul, come ride with me to the distant shore. We won't hesitate, break down the garden gate. There's not much time left today. Life is a There was a distance between you and I, a misunderstanding once, but now we're looking in the eye. Gimme, 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 yeah. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I wanna drive it all night long. Gimme, 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 yeah. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I wanna drive it all night long.
Wow, that was a lot, all in like one song.
You deserve to be celebrated, my lady, and you are a fire and you are a spirit out there that is unique and is bringing a whole new level to the game. And I want to make sure you are celebrated appropriately. So, are you doing okay?
No, I just want to thank you, one, for just what you're doing in this space and the things that you're bringing attention to, because you know mental health is something that's super important to me. And just the compilation of all of those people was, I know you asked for photos and you asked for like 30 and I sent you like 60 because there's so many people that are in my space. And when I say my space, I don't mean here in this moment in front of me, but people that I've crossed paths with, people that have gone out of their way to mentor me, to listen, to give me feedback, but also people that have seen something in me similar to you that, again, I sometimes can be a lot, and sometimes I can be a little more than some people are prepared for, but I also know that there are people, and Jesse's one of them, and I could not go anywhere without giving him the credit, that has helped me embrace what is inside of me and use it as a superpower instead of trying to dim it. And that was something that, 2 or 3 years ago, my world shifted, and part of it was because of Jesse, and part of it was because of what Jesse empowered me to do. And he knows it, so he's not like sitting over there going, "What? I didn't know." Like, he knows it, but I also know, he does this with everybody that he interacts with, and so when his goal, and he says it, is to help people become the promise they're intended to be, those aren't just words. Like, those are things that he does in every person that he crosses their path. So I know this isn't about Jesse, but I have to make sure that he gets props, because he absolutely empowered me and gave me a space. And then not only did he do that, but he has been willing to continue to show up in this space. And I've told him, I was like, because neither of us were in serious relationships when we started kind of doing this stuff. And I said, I'm not sure I could ever be in another serious relationship, because I'm not sure they're going to be able to allow me to spend this much time with you. And so, again, he has just taken time, his patience, his understanding with me having kids and stuff like that. And just, again, I just got to give him props, because he's really helped cultivate a lot of the person I've been able to be.
There's a camaraderie there, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It's not missed. Again, that kind of camaraderie, regardless of who those two souls are, when they've got that synergy together, and I've got those people in my world as well, like you and Jesse being one of them, there's that synergy. When certain souls get together with like-minded souls, shit gets explosive.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it is awesome when it happens, because again, you can't find this on reality TV. The moments that are shared that happen either on audio or live, these are people being vulnerable and exposing their heart and going to their core and relating to what's being said, and you embrace them, and so we celebrate you on that.
Thank you. And it's not that I have all the answers. Like, I want to be also clear. Everything we talk about every other week is not Jesse and I with this big, massive agenda of all the magical things that we can, enlighten people with. Like every time we have a live stream, which we have one tomorrow at 8:00 in the morning Central, every time we have a live stream, the topic comes from the previous conversations. Every one of them come from the previous, like we do the live streams and we do the after parties and we have people. Exactly. He's like Mr. Agenda. Exactly. Right.
I've seen the whiteboard.
No
you
plan.
can't lie to me on that.
He is Mr. No Plan. He has no plan. But every one of our conversations come from our tribe. Like our tribe talks and they show up and they ask questions and they dig in and then they show up to the after party and then they're like, what about this? And then they start talking because we're able to listen and whatever. And then we're like, well, that's what we're talking about next time. And so it's been cool because they've helped us form kind of what all the topics that we talk about. It's because it's important to them. And that's what we lean into. And that's why people keep showing up.
It's a beautiful tribe. It is a beautiful tribe, and again, safe space to be vulnerable in. And yes. I've been even vulnerable. That the Christmas episode got me right in the heartstrings. I choked right on that audio. I couldn't talk for a few minutes, and it was hard to muster through that one, but I did because it was important to again relay those messages that as much as the world is mean and nasty and not working out in your day today, tomorrow is a new day. And tomorrow is an opportunity to commit to change and to believe.
Yes.
And you inspire that. So thank you so much. Now, what's big? What's new? What's happening? We know that Lean in Love is done. You got any new books coming your way? You and Jesse plotting yet? Or what's going on?
So it was in the montage. So Jesse and I from the live streams took all the content and we did write a book. It's called Lean in Love. So it takes lean and applies it to personal relationships. So we do have that. And then we are doing so much stuff and then we're about to launch something else. So it's right now we do emotional bungee jumpers. And so those of you that don't know what that is, which sounds awesome, and it is kind of a group of people that get together and it helps people listen better. It helps people ask better questions. It helps people to understand how to take and receive feedback and also give feedback. And so kind of some of those leadership qualities that sometimes we struggle with, we do that outside and we call it emotional bungee jumpers because sometimes you have to jump a little bit. And then we are about to, with that same group, we got some feedback and we realized that some of our people that were getting that were like, yeah, but we also need these other things, like how to facilitate, how to do better storytelling, how to give and receive feedback, and how to be retrospective and be introspective and be able to reflect. And those are all things that like people need to be good leaders and to be good people and family and all these things. And so we are about to launch, what is it, May, June? We're about to launch next month another piece to our emotional bungee jumpers. And it's called my brain's going to go. I think it's let me think. Jesse, what's it called? It's called I think it's the Cultivation Crew. I think so. I'm not sure. He'll tell us in a minute. But it is literally like every quarter, we're going to dig into each of these topics, additional to going in and doing these real role-playing exercises where we're learning how to be better people, engaging with other people. And then now we're also going to be adding these additional like leadership qualities and ways to be better human beings. And so those are like our big things that we do where people can do it virtually. It doesn't have to be in person. And then we also do, which we have one coming up next month, is our reciprocal propulsion weekends, which are like a Friday to Sunday in person. And we've done them across the entire, like we've gone to Atlanta, we're doing San Diego next month, but we go and we get people, and this is the coolest thing, is there's a lot of people that are in roles, and I'm one of them, that I'm like the only person that does what I do in my company. And so when I am trying to connect to other people that do what I do, I can't really find that in my own company, but I found that in the industry. And so Jesse realized there's a lot of people out there that are looking for that connection and looking for that camaraderie and at a level that there's not a lot of people that they can relate to and connect to in their everyday life. And so what this weekend does is it allows people that are out there changing the world to come together, learn some skills, also have some ways to have some of those vulnerable conversations and really build connection and build that tribe and be able to know when you leave there, you have people that have your back. And so those are just kind of some of the things we're doing.
I'm so excited. Again, you guys are just, you're a bag full of popcorn. You literally just sit there all day popping it. And big shout out, of course, Jesse's in the comments. I see you there, man, and I love you. And never going to stop appreciating either one of you for the fantastic things that you are contributing on a day-to-day basis and just promoting that love and that light. And yeah, just keep being yourself, keep shining, keep doing the amazing things that you're doing. Jennifer, where can people find you? I know that we can find you on LinkedIn, but where else can we find you? Are you on YouTube? Are you on TikTok? Where can people get a hold of you?
Well, I think I'm everywhere because Jesse tags me in everything. So that doesn't mean I have a big presence there, but if you look me up, I am tagged in a lot of stuff because Jesse does all the video editing stuff, and I happen to be in a lot of his videos. So I'm on TikTok. I do have like 2 videos, I think, that of dances I've uploaded. But outside of that, I am on TikTok because of webinars and different things. We've done podcasts and stuff like that. LinkedIn's the best place. I do have YouTube also, mainly just to stream because my kids can watch it whenever I'm on it. And so, but LinkedIn is, I'm literally like, I only can devote time to one thing, and LinkedIn got the vote. So that is where I'd say 99% of my efforts, my engagement, my connections are from.
You know, honestly, and I can almost hear Jesse right now. You seriously need to up your. I don't know. Well, again, we don't actually know what the fortune is. Got in the cards for TikTok at this point in time. Brian Schulman made a post a few weeks ago about, again, TikTok being up in the air, which is something to be aware of. And thank you to Brian Schulman for bringing that to our attention. However, me and Jesse are both there. And I mean, you get on there.
I know.
Power numbers. I'm more than happy. And
I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. And I go, I don't have the time to devote to putting it on there. And so I feel like I'm kind of like, I'm just in the background. And so, again, and I have to own it, but I get to tagged in a lot of stuff. So it's like, I don't have to do much, but I still get to get recognized.
Okay, Jesse, you got to get the microphone going, right? Or at least put up another phone going when she starts going into fire up mode, as I like to call it. I love it when you fire up and you're like, okay, let's get it right into it. Okay, we're doing this. We're going right now.
Can I give one more shout out?
You can take as many.
Well, I have a ton of shout outs, but one just because he's here, and actually both of them are here. But I want to give Steve Martin a shout out. One, because Steve Martin has been with us. He crossed our path like you did. He was able to cross our path early when we were doing our 5S stuff, and he has been there since the beginning. And he jumped in, he got engaged, and so he is our no BS chief marketeer, and he is over marketing. And he's over some other things too, but he's over marketing, sometimes HR, sometimes he's got to tell Jesse what he can and can't do and say and where and things like that. But he has not only embraced this role and shows up to everything we do, it's on his tagline on LinkedIn. Like, he is owning this role that we kind of, gave him, but he is always out there promoting us. He does a great job promoting me, and I love him for it, but he does a great job promoting us, and just in a world where construction can be a little, sticky. And so I want to give him a shout out. I saw Sarah on here earlier, and Sarah, same way, she is out there. She has been part of our tribe. She shows up. She's got her stuff that she's doing. So we just have people that have come in. We've crossed paths with them. And Jesse says this because he follows them probably way better than I do. But people show up in our space and they get empowered. And then they go out, oh, wait, Aaron, you did that. And then all of a sudden you're going out doing some amazing things. And we didn't maybe push the button to make it happen, but it's cool because we almost like give people permission to do things.
You give the spark. Absolutely. You give that spark of like, maybe, yeah, let's just try. Why not try it? Because in skilled trades, it's like, well, we can either just stop and nothing happens, or we can try and something happens, right? So thank you so much.
You're
Was
welcome.
there any
Thank
you can by all means, if you have more people to shout out, you shout them out, my lady, because we're going to start wrapping up here as soon as you are done.
Okay.
Unless we've got any questions for Jennifer Lacey, and I know Nicole is probably just losing her mind with questions for you because, of course, Nicole is also within skilled trades, and you two are going to be two peas in a pod after this little introduction that's happened now. So I can't wait to see that energy.
I get to do skilled trades through like my role and through my people. Like I know I'm not in the field every day like this, and like that's Jesse's background. I know there's a lot of people, but I think because of what I get to hear and listen to, like I understand how much of things that are not done and listened to and paid attention to. And Jesse's really helped me open my eyes just on even just hard work and just normal work. And how are we studying work, and how are we making work not less hard, and like just that kind of stuff. He's really helped me open my eyes to a lot of that kind of stuff, which is now you can't unsee it. When you go out in there and you're watching and you're looking, it's like you can never walk around and just go, oh, that's not a big deal. You're paying attention to their hands, their feet, their eyes, their back, you're just paying attention to a lot more things. And it's just about being human. It's just about really paying attention to people. I say this a lot, and I've said it before. People don't get to walk to the job site, take their human hat on, put their hard hat on, and go to the work, and all the human stuff stays outside the gate. And then they get done with work, hard work. Then they go through the gate, take their hard hat off, put their human hat on, and go home and forget everything that happened at work. Like there's no way that can happen. And if we're not taking that stuff into consideration, then we're failing our people. And so those are just things that we talk about a lot, and that we've got to make sure that they're human beings, and that most human beings, I don't know all of them, but most of them don't wake up in the morning, start getting ready for work, and then as they're driving to work, go, you know what? I want to get hurt today. I want to hurt myself so bad that I'm not going to be able to take care of my family. And I may lose a body part. Like people don't think like that. So if something happens or they're doing something that could put them in danger, like let's stop and let's like take a step back and look at what caused that. So anyway, you're getting me, and we're about to wrap up, and I'm like now going off. These are just things that are super important to me, and we've got to be asking these questions. So, okay.
I support you 100%, and I appreciate you doing that. No, it's important. And again, one of the many reasons why I value you and the impact that you're having. And again, the spark that you generate with people, just not even remotely thinking that they can do something with their world. And then you initiate that. You're the people hitting the go button on that. So bing. Yeah. There we go. It's go time.
Go.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, and I appreciate you sharing. And of course, big shout out to Jesse Jesus Hernandez in the comments there for joining us this evening as well. I know his schedule is super busy, so when we get him here, we know just to be appreciative of the time. And it's, of course, I appreciate everybody's time that comes on here. More importantly, but it needs to be remembered, is for those of you out there silently struggling, and that's my amazing team. Look at that. They already knew what was coming next. If you at home are catching the show for the first time and feel that you are struggling with a mental adversity, please, within Canada and the US, you can call 988. There is somebody there to pick up the phone and listen to you. Please reach out. You are worthy. For those of you that are in the United Kingdom, you can now dial you've been able to dial 999 to reach out again with a mental adversity if you need to speak. Please know you amazing souls are worthy of reclaiming your happiness. You are worthy, and you're not going to know until you reach out. Take that chance. Be vulnerable, and keep it humble and kind. Thank you, everyone, for attending Soul Man Live for this evening. Episode 48, episode 49 coming up next week. Thank you so much again, Jennifer, and just keep smiling the way that you do. You light up people's worlds.
Thank you, Aaron, very much. And just remember, every one of you are creating ripples, and those ripples are creating pieces and parts of other people's lives. And so just remember the impact that you have.
So well said. And mic drop to close us out. Without further ado, we're going to just kind of jiggy our way out while that outro goes. Big shout out and love, of course, to StreamYard for housing the Soul Man Live crew and team and all of us here for this evening so that we can share these moments and be together and be vulnerable and start breaking down the walls on stigmas. Big shout out and love, of course, and nothing but gratitude to our sponsor, the Gifted Bipolar Writer, with another major book work underway. There's, I believe, 5 slots open. Please reach out and DM Nicole if you are interested in getting involved into the book, A LinkedIn Love Affair, an amazing opportunity. Wink, wink, nod, nod, Jennifer Lacey. We need more skilled trades out there. And I know Nicole's probably giving a whoop whoop in the background right now as we speak. Thank you one and all for your love, for your kindness, and just take care of one another out there. Have yourselves a great weekend, and we's out.